What up, y'all? Let's get some music going. Let's see, are we live, boys? Chat. Oh shit, Mixer's live, baby. No, it's not. No. That was not me saying that. It's YouTube. It says now I can't connect to Mixer. I had a lovely stream last night streaming to Mixer. So maybe we don't fuck with it. Maybe what we do. It's fucking. What if I put this microphone all the way the fuck out here? Is that better? Seems like it's better. Programming. Okay. Stream is set up. It's all in Node, man. It's really weird. I mean, not that weird, but Node or Java. These are their rank on Mixer. What does it actually do, though? Okay. Blah. Does Mixer have a C# client? What am I running over? Oh, my blanket. The struggles, boys. The struggles, boys. So let's see. Sorry, I always gotta check the stream, make sure it's live, make sure everything looks nice. Mixer's just a piece of shit for whatever reason. It's just gonna play outdated content reruns. So I guess there's no. Let's see, let's do Mixer clients. Game clients? Chat. Let's hit chat. It's a bit of chat we found here. Write your own SDK. These are WebSocket. Okay. Okay. Well, if it's only WebSocket, then they could definitely do Mixer as an option and add that into the bot. To your typical RPC. Okay. But what is this rank stuff? Client ID. Sees how many views you have. Page of channels from the API started in descending order based on total views. That's actually really good. That's useful info. Okay, but we're gonna redo this this Twitch bot, because the way I have it set up now is nice, but it's not ideal. So I want some kind of like a plug and play. I don't know, guys. This is a Twitch bot. I kind of already have this. I would like to make it more generic. So the idea would be, here we'll do this. So command manager. Let's see, what is it? Command is a name, help text, whatever. We won't return anything. I don't think we need to return anything. Message action is just, I don't know why I have it as a delegate, but it is. So, so we have a command manager that gets run somewhere. So let's figure that out. Handle command. I saw it. Where is it? Where is it? Here you go. Handle command. So it's gonna return command. It'll do whatever, and then it'll send chat message, right? So what we'll do instead is that in here, right? Instead of returning that message, we'll send set our message. Oh, return message there, and then it'll do what it needs to do within here. So we do the same for this as well. So we got this. Say var return message equals null. Instead, we'll set it equal to that. Otherwise, we'll set it equal to that. Oh, shit. I guess it would make more sense to do that, right? So these are a series of commands we're creating. And we will test this out. Right, boom. So now if we run, make sure it runs, make sure everything works the same. Build errors. No, I fucked up. Oh. Yeah. So we'll just do this. No. Still want here. So the point of this was to have a help command that would return all of the messages and some sorry, that would return all of the commands. We had a special command that was like baked into the bot that would always return a list of commands that that you had. And the issue with that is that it assumes well, basically it assumes you have this system where, you know, you're returning a, how do I uncomment? Visual Studio Control KC. What's the undo? No. Keyboard shortcuts. Control K, Control U. Okay. No idea why that's like freaking out like that in terms of formatting, but anyway, the quote-unquote appropriate way to do this would be within these messages. Right? We don't need this. Don't need this. This or this. Let's something just like this. Instead of source, we'll have help. Here's the help text. And I think I copied. Yeah, so we have that. And then, so within that message, we have this. Username. So what does it have to, I don't know why. So we'll say string return message equals null. Command. So we have command manager dot. I don't even have access to that stuff. Okay, we'll drop that for now. We'll drop that as a feature. And this handle command, it'll just be a run command. Alright, and then there's nothing else to do with chats. Regex we want to keep because we want to make sure that we're pulling out the command, even though this seems kind of weird. It starts with that. Yeah, I don't know, this could be improved. Could very much be improved. So we have all this stuff. Now let's say I go name. Pivoli name. Nidisibe. The issue is this is baked into this little bot here, so I need to make this better. So here's what I'll do. Alright, so we want things to be testable. So we have a command manager. We're gonna make none of this static because there's no reason to. Multiple messages, etc. Well, we did that, so we fixed that. So now we have, this will be private. Let's clean this up a bit. We have a public, everything, I guess just you remove the static. And that's it, simple. Command.message action, because I made it as part of this. I don't like it. I really don't, but this isn't even used. Well, it could be. Alright, well, it's a little sloppy, but this is going to throw some errors now. Com manager, why was that shorthanded like that? Did I make a shorthand? Yeah. So we'll just do this. We will quick action remove using, so this doesn't exist now. So static, I don't know why this stuff's static. I don't think it needs to be static, I don't see why. Could be wrong, but anyway, we'll have a private command manager and it will be called command manager. When it is loaded, say command manager equals new. It's a main thread, so we have some other things. Oh, fuck. Alright then. Well, we'll call this bot command manager. Since apparently this conflicts with something in here for whatever reason. No, what? No, stop. Quick actions. What is this? This is a constructor? Yeah, so this is a constructor, so let's do that. So we have our command manager now. It should be initialized. This seems kind of weird though. Like, why not do this before? Like, what if I move all this stuff? What happens? Yeah, okay. So this stuff should all be over here. Ideally. This is this up. We have our run main. Alright, after main gets loaded, we'll create our thread and run. Command manager. Then just run a command. So let's see. We just name it up. Source. Hype. So that's all working. Clean code, baby. It's not really clean. It violates so many principles, but I have this stupid little app running with the chat. I believe it was because I wanted to have like pop-ups when I only had like single monitor. I didn't have multiple monitors. I didn't want to have the Twitch chat up all the time, like in a corner. But anyway, let's try how to communicate between local apps. Maybe a WebSocket. Message queues probably. Probably a rabbit queue. Do I have anything with rabbit in here? I don't know if I saved. I know I've written stuff like that for work. I just don't know if I just don't know if I saved them, and I probably didn't. This is old and shitty. Let's Can I delete this? I don't need this anymore. Right? The fuck? Did that get hijacked? Okay, well, settings. We're gonna delete this. What the fuck is my GitHub password? Okay, so that should be gone. Do I have Surge on here? I do. Let's see. I do this /Surge. Yeah. Alright, well, it's not there. To be honest, the amount of work to set up a RabbitMQ on a local machine and fucking intercommunicate shit for a Twitch bot is not that big of a deal, not that difficult, but it's more work than I want to do right now, to be honest. But what we could do, here's the plan, right? Is that you have a Rabbit message queue. So incoming into before it gets to Rabbit, right? You have, let's say, a chat. You do have a chatbot. You have a chatbot that's either, or chatbot that let's say it's listening to Twitch and it's listening to Mixer. When a message comes in, those two individual apps that are listening to either Twitch or Mixer will process the incoming messages from the chat. So, and if it finds like a command, let's say, then what'll happen is it'll format them and make them whatever the accepted like generic format is. It'll send them to RabbitMQ, and then RabbitMQ can deliver it out to whatever other system we need. So this could be a local system or something, or in this case, it'd be like a Unity game, or just a game you're making, or a web page or whatever. So it does that. Sorry, spits some stuff out, and then maybe it sends something back if you want to like go back and forth in terms of communication. But you have to have something designed to do that. And to design a massive game for Twitch, you have a lot of constraints. You have to have something that'll allow someone to play like technically on their own. Say it's a dead stream. If you want to target streamers themselves, you have to have the streamer. You have to have the streamer have some kind of power, potentially. So the streamer has the power to, control and interact or do whatever. You have to, like I said, account for low population streams, someone playing by themselves potentially on a stream. You have to account for time delays. There's just a lot of stuff you have to do. So It's an interesting design space, but it is a difficult one, and it's one I want to approach. But I have a backlog of so many fucking projects at this point. Even working on this Twitch bot is technically slacking, because what I should be working on is finishing up the port of my game Cuplinked. And here's the real deal, is that I have a job. I work, 40 hours a week, whatever. And I do software dev for that. And doing that as often and having to do that and just not having as much free time is, like, mentally, it makes you want to not do other things sometimes. I used to be very good about programming at home, and sometimes I get in the mood for it. I'll get going. But Unity editor update check. Currently installed. Sure, we'll download it. Oh, I have to restart it. iOS. Oh, and I know I'm kind of like all over the place, but basically, my idea is to release this game. Oh God. Let me see if I can find my old devlog. This Blogspot. So I think I did a report. What's this? 2008. Did I do this in 2000? No, that's just old shit. Yeah, so I got featured on, that I made called Cuplinked. And I don't have the stats anymore. This is downloads. Cumulative. So apparently I had like 800 downloads, which is really fucking nothing. But on a Windows phone, that's actually pretty decent, right? So I released Cuplink on the Windows Phone Store on July 15, 24 days entry into Unity. So what's this? Is this still a thing? No, archived. There was some kind of total app downloads. So that's didn't place. Okay, so it was in the contest. I assume it got 2014. The game had 773 downloads. Only 9 purchases. So that's like less than a 10%, which is, I don't know, maybe it's decent. I don't know. And this wasn't the end. The game did get more downloads. US 30th of July, China, India, Australia, Saudi Arabia, whatever. Android, the game received 11 purchases. It's not here anymore because I fucked off with it. Oh. Don't know where I posted. Sorry, I'm just like reading old stuff. Well, my point being is that it had some relatively minor success, and I do believe that's kind of due to the oversaturation of the market. And I have yet to poke around in the PC market, and so for the PC market for games. So what I want to do is I took the same app. I've been porting it, and I'll if I'm on the correct scene, initialize. So I've been in the process of porting it to I need to fucking change that to just working on PC. And it did work on PC before, but it wasn't designed for PC. It was designed for mobile, and it was the really old version of Unity that was frankly just shit to work with. So just so it has updated features, it can maintain the game. I in the process of porting it, right? Because I figure at this point I've made like a million fucking like prototypes for games and just like dicked around with them, and never really. It's been a very long time since I have released a game for, say, like commercial purposes, like to sell it. I make shit for fun, but I get way invested in the quality and like feature lists, so scope creep perhaps. That's where I think a lot of the value in games can come from, is when you go fucking all out. But unfortunately, as a solo dev, that's a little unrealistic in terms of production. So I've been porting this game. Yeah, the short version is I've been porting this game because it's already done. I don't have to do any crazy shit. And if I want to pursue game dev in general as like a commercial aspect, as potentially as an alternative to my job as a software engineer, then I need some kind of product to test the waters that's not going to be a major time sink, right? And this is a fairly big time sink because it was coded like shit. I don't remember how I started this game, but or if it's just because I was relatively new to programming. No, I wasn't new to programming, but new to like experience-wise. I didn't have a lot of experience, so a lot of what I did was just I would shoot myself if I saw it now in like a professional dev environment. So it was just very sloppy code. And part of that was because of Unity and how Unity worked, and some things you had to do that way, and part of it was just I did it. It was me. I don't know if it's because I was like trying to get shit together or what, but I released this, and I released this online as well on like a couple free like Congregate or something to see how that would work, and I'm going to most likely do all that again. But what happened with this game online, like the web versions, is that the Unity update, what was it? I think it ran off not Flash Play or something. Whatever Unity had been using to run web builds, which is, I think now it's WebGL. But whatever they had before got canceled. Not canceled, but I think it was like a safety reason. But for whatever reason, the feature or browsers no longer wanted to support it. And so my games got either taken down or no longer supported, or basically anybody that wanted to run it couldn't because of these browser changes. And so I lost essentially a lot of work. And to update it, like I said, has been a decent amount of work, but nowhere near the amount of work it would take to completely produce a new game. Because this I did sound design for. I contracted somebody on Fiverr to compose the music. And the rest I did all the Photoshop. I did all the rest of the work in Photoshop. So all the little images, although they're just like fucking cubes or squares or whatever. Well, I guess in the campaign you can see them. I made all these icons, even though it's all the same icon right now because I five-starred everything. So my point being, I'm trying to produce this to or get this to a releasable state and release it on Steam specifically. One, to get an idea of how Steam works and what I need to do to prepare for a Steam release, because I believe their standard like API or client or SDK or whatever is in C++, and I know Unity, like some random dude like made a C# interface for Steam. I don't know if it's specifically for Unity, but there's a, what is it, like Steam boot, I don't know, Steam something. So I want to see if that's feature complete. I remember like back in the day it wasn't. There's a lot of stuff missing and it was difficult. It was difficult. I had, you can see here, I had Game Jolt, Google stuff, and probably I did have Congregate. I don't know if there's a folder or any indication of it left in here, but Congregate was another one. And interact with all these APIs and like systems was kind of a pain in the ass, and it was kind of sloppy. Wasn't fully integrated with Unity, which I think now that kind of stuff is. So my point now is that all the markets I tried previously were oversaturated, didn't see anything close to commercial success or worth the amount of time. The amount of time I put into making these things and what I got out of them is like astronomically nowhere near what I make just doing a standard software engineering job, especially now that I'm at a senior level. So what's the moral of the story? Moral of the story is that I think I have everything done outside of like minor polish to clean up, like where things are placed, you know, like font size and all that, is the level editor, which is a big undertaking. I think it will be, and I've been putting it off, and some other things, but I might just say fuck it and release it and just like lower the game's price, thing like $1, $2.50, $5, probably $10 max. I don't want to undervalue the game, but I wouldn't pay $10 for a game like that. Like I'd pay $1 for it most likely if I was into that kind of stuff, but I don't know what it's competing with. But it is a good game. It's a fun game. It's challenging. It has some form of replayability, and with a level editor, and if I were to make some additional improvements or capabilities, it could have a lot of replayability, and that could bump the price up. So I want to release on Steam. I want to build up a community a little bit, get some feedback on the game specifically, and then go back to my other projects. And once those other projects are done, or if I decide that they're not really viable as a solo project, because they'll include a lot of 3D modeling, a lot of animations, which some of which I can get away getting for free. But the problem is, I either have to pay somebody or do a Kickstarter or something along those lines. That's a lot more work and effort than this solo deving, like a shitty, like, excuse me, like minimalistic game that I could run in like a web browser with like rounded curves, squares with rounded curves, you know, like fancy minimalistic design. Minimalistic design I can do, because the artistic or the creation portion of it is easy. Designing something that looks nice minimalistically is harder, but I can do that. That's within my skill set. But yeah, we'll see. The games I've thought of for Twitch are like RTS style games almost, or GOAP, G-O-A-P, goal-oriented action planning, and just letting users command every viewer would command like their own unit essentially, and tell it what to do and give it assignments, while maybe a streamer plays an overarching game, or just has their own set of stuff that they interact with in real time. Other than that, you can design like a board game, and you have turns, like say a turn timer. It's listed for 60 seconds, but you have issues with lag, but it's doable. So I have a turn-based game where everybody takes their turn at the same time. And that their turn is basically publicly available or visible. I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, you take money from people, and take, I mean, like, you know, not physically take or like forcibly take, just like they give you accept money, you accept payment. You have to deal with the business side of things, which is, again, it's not that hard, it's not that difficult, it's just a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff you have to do, and it can be annoying if you like aren't in the mood for it and don't have a lot of excess time. So I'm making excuses, and I sound like an old man. And the younger version of me would think I'm fucking retarded, and he'd be right. He would be right. I can do this if I want to, but right now I don't. So whatever. But I'm gonna stop streaming for now, or maybe I'll just stream some COD. But I'm gonna try stopping the stream and seeing if I can get. I'm gonna start and stop it maybe a few times. Unable. All right, boys. We're just gonna call it then. I'm not